Hi, I'm Natalie Ward with the Milky Mermaid, and today we're going to talk about the top 8 most useful things that I have found have helped new breastfeeding moms after they have a baby and they're in those first couple of weeks postpartum. So I'm going to start with number 8, and number 8 is a pillow. So if you don't have, or if you're not able to get your hands on a nursing pillow or any type of specific feeding pillow that is out on the market these days, you can use regular pillows and stack them. But if you can get your hands on a nursing pillow like the Blessed Nest, this is my favorite nursing pillow because you can manipulate it and you can mold it. You can make one side higher than the other. And so it's just great to have some type of pillow that can be supportive for you and your baby. Because once baby gets here, you're going to need to lift that baby up to your breast in order to breastfeed comfortably and not have a bunch of neck and back pain and strain, because you want to be able to rest and relax as much as you can. Number 7 would be a good book about breastfeeding. So the Nursing Mother's Companion is a really good one, as well as the La Leche League, the Womanly Art of Breastfeeding. There's a multitude of books that are out on the market about breastfeeding. These are just 2 that I have read and that I think are very helpful for the main reason, if you get home and you have some basic questions, you can find some really good information in one of these books that's going to help you and maybe put your mind at ease a little bit. Number 6 would be just 1 pack of hydrogels. So hydrogels are something that you can put on your nipples if you feel like your nipples get a little sore, which they don't always, but if they were to get a little bit sore when you start breastfeeding, this is just something that feels, and Medela makes them, but so do a lot of other places. I'm not endorsing Medela here, I just happen to have these on hand. But hydrogel is what they're called, and they go on your nipples, and they can just make, if your nipples are, the tissue's broken down and they're sore, it can feel amazing. Just give you a lot of relief, and we all need a little bit of relief when we start breastfeeding. Number 5 would be some small thin burp cloths. I happen to have these from the Blessed Nest as well, which they are awesome because they're super duper thin. But there's going to be some little spills and accidents and spit ups and things that might happen when you're breastfeeding, and you don't want to have to get up. When you're sitting there and you're breastfeeding your baby, having to get up and get out of that position sometimes, it's just nice. If someone can't bring you something that you need, you can just have a couple of these little cloths or some type of cloth on hand, so that if something happens or your milk starts spraying across the room, you've got something to stick on there and stop it. Number 4 is going to be some nursing pads. So some moms leak milk and some moms don't, and you really don't know what's going to happen until you have a baby and you start breastfeeding. If you are nursing on one side, the other side, the milk lets down as well, and so the side your baby's not on, there's going to be milk sometimes that's going to start coming out of your breast, and if you don't have a pad or something to put over that, then the milk is going to get all over your clothes and everywhere else. So just buy a pack of nursing pads. You can get reusable cotton ones or these disposable ones, just until you know whether you're going to need them or not. At least you've got a few to last you, just to get you started. Number 3, and this is pretty major, is a comfortable nursing bra. So with a nursing bra, the difference between a regular bra and a nursing bra is that there are these little latches, so you don't have to pull your bra down. It just magically comes down like this. So it makes it really easy and accessible when you do sit down to breastfeed your baby. And just having a couple of these, not too many because your breast size change as you breastfeed, depending on how long you do it, but just having a couple on hand to use the first couple of weeks, huge help, huge convenience. Number 2 is something that a lot of moms wouldn't think of, and that is a stool, like a footstool, because depending on your chair, which by the way, having a comfortable place to sit is can make a big difference. If you feel supported, a chair with arms somewhere in your house, if you don't have a special chair that you've gotten for your nursery, that's totally fine. But if you can find a place that's comfortable for you to sit in, that has arms to kind of hold and support everything in when you're breastfeeding, that can make a difference. But the stool, no matter where you're sitting, can help raise your legs up a little bit, which is going to actually kind of bring your baby up a little bit more to you as well. And we want your baby to be at the level of your breast. So having a little footstool is something that people don't really think of, but it can really make a big difference in your comfort level when you're sitting there breastfeeding. And now, number one on the list that I think is super important is something very simple, and that is water. If you have a cup, a good cup that's insulated, that will keep your water cold, breastfeeding makes you so thirsty, like you're in the middle of the desert or the Sahara Desert all of a sudden, and there's nothing to drink. That's kind of how you start to feel when you're breastfeeding. So if you can have a cup of water on hand, just having something good that will keep it cold, drinking lots of water, and trying to remember, if you have that in wherever you're going to be sitting and hanging out the most, get the water, drink the water. I hope you enjoyed this video about the most useful things as a new breastfeeding mom. These are just things that I know have helped me and some other moms that I have spoken to. And if there's anything that you feel like is not on this list and that you really found useful as you started your breastfeeding journey with your kids, please feel free to comment. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and Instagram so that you can see the next videos to come. And thanks for joining us.